Hey guys, wanted to give you my thoughts on the shoes that I wore today. Today I put on the blast from the past, the old Jordan 34s. And I wore them all day, stood on my feet pretty much all day, and played some basketball. Did get to play some basketball days. And the shoes, overall, I can say I still like them, but there was a very big problem, unfortunately. So in the left shoe felt fine, completely fine. Felt secure, everything was good. The right shoe, however, it was this up by the right pinky toe, there's this plastic plate. It's like a TPU, just some hard plastic plate there. I'm not really sure what the purpose is for that plate, but it was digging into my toe, and it was doing that before I was playing basketball at all. Just standing around and doing some brief walking around, but everything else felt fine. The cushion, it's nothing to write home to mom about or anything. It's just okay cushion. In fact, if I was to compare it to the shoes that I wore yesterday, which the Max Aura 6, I would have to give it up to the Max Aura 6. And even though like this is a yesteryear signature model, I mean the cushioning in the Aura 6 felt better, to be honest, but it was a nimble shoe. It felt low to the ground. Traction was, even by today's standards, pretty good. I took some pretty big falls today in the shoe, but it had nothing to do with the traction itself. It was just me being too fat, trying to do too much. But the shoe did great, and it handled quite a bit of abuse today. But this problem in the forefoot, by this pinky toe, just for a reference, my foot is on the verge of being wide, but it's typically, I would be wearing a standard shoe measurement. I forgot what the actual measurement of my foot is, but I've went several times and put my foot in this device and measured things, and I'm right on the edge of, I'm on the low side of wide, but on the high side of a normal. So if a shoe fits narrow, then my foot, is going to be compressed somewhat. And then, but on the other side of things, if a shoe is designed to be wide, depending on how wide it goes, it very well could be too much room for my foot. So I'm just kind of right in that middle point. And with this shoe, I would say that it does fit narrow. I took the shoe off a couple times today just to spread out the laces, hoping that providing a little extra room would kind of give my pinky toe some relief, but it wasn't. So just to get through today, I had to take the sock off, take a couple paper towels or little napkins, and wrap it around my pinky toe for some extra padding, stick the sock back on, put the shoe back on, and even then, by the end of this day, that plate, that TPU plate is still cutting into my pinky toe. So, and it's not, it's an old shoe. It's not like it's going to break in or anything. It's already broken in. But I think if you were still interested in picking up a shoe like this on the used market or something, just got to be aware of that potential issue and maybe have a plan in place in case your feet are somewhat wide. You can just go ahead and put some padding in on the interior of that shoe, because God, man, I'm going to have probably some blisters or something cut into the toe for sure. Breathability, everything else about the shoe I like. Aesthetics, breathability, traction, the fit, in terms of every other part of the foot. Lockdown felt great. There are just a lot of great things about the shoe. It's just that TPU plate, I guess that's what it's called. It's just a hard plastic plate that's right there at the, it's kind of a narrow design, tapered from the big toe back. It's a tapered shoe, and for whatever reason, it's kind of screwing with my right toe. But I initially picked this one up. Admittedly, I picked this shoe up on the used market. I was interested in the way that this shoe would feel compared to some of the more modern shoes like the 38. I haven't had a chance to try the 39 or 40, but I really like the 38. But if I were to compare the two, I'm picking the 38 all day long. I think it was just a overall great shoe. I think that sometimes the modern Jordans, they certainly don't get enough appreciation as even older models. And I know the 34 is considered a modern, technically a modern shoe as well. But when the 34 came out, the reviews that were out there were kind of hailing it as, one of the better basketball shoes that Jordan had put out in the recent years at that time. And then when the 38 came out, there wasn't much attention paid to it. And I'm just saying, if you were to wear those shoes like side to side and compare them, I think there's a huge difference. They definitely share a lineage, but the 38 feels markedly better. It's just as nimble, just as breathable. Lockdown on it is fine. It's still a lightweight shoe. Again, they share some lineage for sure, some similarities, but I'm going with 38 all day. And so, yeah, that's all I wanted to say about it. See you next week.